A very good evening and welcome to No Sweat. Hope you guys are doing good. It is a Monday evening, post Olympic Games, so a lot of that excitement still brewing in your belly, in your mind. So we're gonna chat about that as well. But before I get into that, I'm gonna tell you guys about the people that I have with me, joining me here. I'm not alone. I've got to my left. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. They said the Avengers need to unite, and we are back. Assemble.
Better get that right.
To my left, Irvin Schmidt, aka Smitty. Smitty, what's good?
Same as always, Themba, same as always. In crack-a-lacking, I feel like I have Olympics hangover. You kind of don't want it to end.
Yeah, you don't
and
want
then
it to
it
end.
ends, and then you find yourself in
Floating
stuck
through
in
life.
reality again. Floating through life, trying to float through your days. So now it's Springbok rugby after this.
Oh, yes.
Actually, some Diamond League stuff.
Yeah, Diamond League, also the World, but we'll get into World Juniors as well. And to my right, a face that you've become familiar with. They say the pen is mightier than the sword. And it is Mr. Wesley Button who is sitting to my right. Wesley, what's good, baby?
I'm good, Themba. I
Oh.
also have an Olympic hangover.
I
Today
knew
was
it.
weird. It felt
I
strange.
knew it.
And you've been
I
busy.
knew
You've
it.
been writing. You've been engaging with all these sports. So it must be, it's quite a
It was hectic, but it
Yeah.
was good, eh?
yeah,
The
absolutely,
Olympics, I think,
man.
in general, were awesome.
Yeah, it was good. I still don't like the whole Paris thing with the Olympics, but the Olympics was great.
I didn't watch the closing.
Yeah, I was about to say, did you guys watch the other?
No, they screwed up the opening ceremony.
I don't think a
What
lot
do you
of people
expect of the
watched.
closing ceremony? They
Yeah.
probably said, Sacre bleu. Au revoir. Ciao.
Au revoir,
Au
cheers.
revoir. Take your flame.
Yeah, I'll also be honest. I didn't watch either. I think that opening ceremony. I think a lot of people were like, "Do we really want to watch?" I wanted to, but somehow ended up just skipping it. But
No, the closing for me was Gerda Steyn finishing
Yes.
over the marathon, and I was like, thank you.
au revoir.
Au revoir.
But yeah, a lot to talk about. The last time we were here, we were still putting out our predictions,
Mhm.
predictions, and then
We
obviously.
should have put out possible disappointments.
Mm.
I think we would have been spot on with that. Or maybe not.
I think we got most of the predictions pretty much right. Not all of them.
Yeah,
So-
well, we tried. I mean, I think we did. We put our predictions where we thought
but
was
look,
most
where
likely.
we predicted medals, we were close.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
close.
Right,
Very-
two, we struck in one, and we said an outside chance was
Prudence.
Prudence.
Yeah, that's
I
correct.
actually backed her for a medal,
Yeah.
which I still think, having a look at her race,
Yeah.
I think she maybe could have done just tactically running a little bit different. Joanne van Dijk, we
Mhm.
said is an outside chance.
You called that. I didn't.
Yeah, and
I
also
didn't expect
never.
that.
I didn't until that throw in the heat, well, in the qualification. Then it was like, hey, wait
Yeah,
a minute, if
game
you can
on.
do this again, But I didn't want to put any pressure or anything on anybody. But yeah, she delivered, man.
But we're
You and
gonna be
Van
ra-
Dijk.
We're gonna be rating these performances, and it's
Yeah,
a
let's-
proper salute.
Give a salute, Uncle.
Danko.
You've made us proud, and it was one of those performances where I think I was clinching all the way. With the throws they get into the final throws, and then the fourth guy is throwing, and then the fifth lady has to throw fourth. You're just hoping nobody throws a monster there, and So once the fourth person threw and didn't get into the medals, I knew, okay, we've got a medal. What color will it be? And then the third threw and second, and boom, sacre bleu.
Exactly, bro.
And that was
My French has my English has gone back.
your French is improved though. Yeah, but it's been one of those. I think there's a lot. Brian Rath was also in the final. You loved his exit into.
I loved his exit more than his entrance. He was.
He-
I don't know if that kid knew what he was supposed to do besides jumping. It's like he came out there, and I thought, like, hey, here's another Lower Lyles born. He's gonna win. He came out in the exact same fashion It's his first Olympics, I think.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's his first Olympics. He's at the bottom of the qualifiers. There's a quite a vast difference between 224 and 236 where the winning's at. He's got a lot to work on. Like, just settle down, Tiger.
Keep your head in the game.
And then he starts the clap on the first jump. He gets over the bar, and then on the his second height, the I think it's 220 or 222.
Yeah.
He like shushes the crowd. Please keep quiet. I was like, Priyan, decide what you want. What's the recipe? You made the previous jump, like, and you got all psyched up, and now you wanna. It's like, yeah.
He did well to get into
Maybe
the
I'm
final.
just critiquing him a little bit too much, but damn, bro, I don't know who manages him. Please just get him. There's a little bit of they go through media coaching. Just
Maybe not.
Just get him. You made the final. He wasn't like this in the heats. Like just get him ready for the final. That was it. For me, it felt like he was so happy to be in the final, and then he lost track of.
I think that's probably what
of
happened.
himself. And
Yeah.
okay, cool. He made his goal.
Yeah.
With a little bit of effort, if you think of, and I'll tell you now a little bit. I'll compare it to Elroy. It's weird, high jump Elroy, but if he really was thinking at that stage, yes, I'm in the final. Let me see what I can put out there as close to my personal best, or maybe even better. That which in high jump it's really possible because he already had a 224 qualifier. Like Elroy Galan made a post saying thank you for all the support and stuff, and he said he knows he isn't perfect. Alright, but the effort and stuff's out there. Now, I was thinking about, him comparing himself to perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody is. But that's what he's striving towards. And what did we ask before we started this journey with the Olympics? Give us your
best.
PB
Yeah, man.
delivery.
Go out there,
Now,
give your best.
Marathon, we chatted about it earlier. A marathon is a very long race. Also, the conditions, there's a lot of stuff at play, so you can't really go say in terms of time, please go drop this marathon
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yes, if you run quicker in that time, okay, great.
Yeah.
But historically, it's been fairly slow.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not world record pace.
Never.
So Elroy went out from the start. He was in that leading pack till he hit that hill. He fell back a bit, but he kept fighting.
Yeah.
He was in the top 15 there, and he ended up 11th.
Yeah.
Like another national hero.
And he was-
in the marathon.
I think he was like
There's
11
that-
seconds outside his PB.
Yeah, but that in itself,
It says a lot,
Yeah.
that's what we want to support. You've got to look after yourself and make sure that you are in form
Mm.
and performing, and
Yeah.
don't let your country down. Yes, injuries and that type of stuff happen, but arriving at the Olympics not being in form, and we can talk about a couple, I guess, but arriving there, that's a letdown. That's not being perfect.
Yeah.
But go and deliver close to your best ever on the highest stage, where everyone's actually just running for placement, for medals.
Absolutely. But we did say,
Salute you too, Elroy. Thank you.
Yes.
I mean, we spoke about Elroy. We said if you look at all the athletes, especially in the marathon, he was the man going in with form. I mean, he ran sub 28 minutes over the 10K twice. He won the SA, is it a half marathon?
Yeah.
I want to say half marathon, I want to say marathon as well. Didn't he win the SA?
He did. Yeah. In Durban.
He won the SA Marathon Championships as well. So it's just building on that form. He was phenomenal on the track. And, like we were saying, if you can just get to the Olympic Games, pour everything out, give us your best performance, I think every South African will be proud. And I think that's what we saw from the likes of Johanne van Dijk,
Yes.
rocking up there and then throwing a 64. And then following that up again with a 63 in the final. So that's exactly what we're looking for from these athletes,
You got to acknowledge the athletes who, some of them didn't even reach finals, but they did their best. They produced their lifetime best performances. Miranda Coetzee did that in the heats.
Yeah.
Both the 400-meter hurdles did it.
Yeah, Rogel and as well as Zane.
And Zane. Heartbreaking for them that they didn't reach the final. But like you say, you can't ask more than your best ever. And there were quite a few athletes who did that. Adriaan Wildschut in the 10K was phenomenal. His position is great. 10th there's nothing to sneeze at. but the time that he ran and the effort that he put in and running so bravely and just giving it everything you've got, that's all we can ask for.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's like we did mention, it's not always as easy. You don't know what happens in the preparation. We don't know how the guys are sleeping. We don't know. But I think the elements that the athletes can control is their personal performances. And also, I mean, you mentioned that who's managing the athletes and making sure that, young athletes like Bayanda Walaza, he's an excited kid. He's always.
Okay, let's think about this. Piet is managing Wayne. That's correct. Okay, Bayanda isn't managed at this point.
I think he's with Newton.
Okay, and then AK is Piet, Nene,
Piet,
Also Piet, yeah.
Lyth,
I think
Piet.
also.
Piet, Guardio,
I'm not sure.
I wanted to say. I'm not sure. I want to say Piet, but I'm not sure.
Joanne.
Also Piet. Well, she was with Piet. I assume she still is.
She'll say Prudence.
I don't know who's managing Prudence.
I want to say Global.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could be them. Not sure.
What's his name? 1500 under Tite.
Probably also, I think they're falling under Global. Tite as well. And then Ryan is managed by Feliun. What's his name? Is it Marcel,
Okay.
who manages Omanyala? That's well, last I saw. I just don't know. I can't 100% prove it. But yeah.
Where are we going
What's
with
your point
this?
here?
Yeah.
No, I'm just trying to see how much management plays a role, because you have besides Wade, in the Piet sector, you've got a very, very well managed group of guys in terms of their performance.
Yeah.
Those 400s were tough. So, but we got 2 semi-finalists out of it, and then after running, their 5th 400,
Sheesh.
they came out quicker than they were in the 400 flats. So, yeah, no, it's just out of curiosity, off the cuff, trying to see if
The management has
there's
something
any
to do with
connection
it.
into.
But I'm sure it does.
Yeah,
You know,
of
we were
course.
talking a little bit earlier about Anaso Jobodwana and how much he struggled without a coach. And maybe a manager doesn't play as key a role as a coach does, certainly in performances on the track. But there's a lot more to it when you're traveling and resting and making sure that things are being organized properly. So I imagine all of that comes into play, and having a good manager, I'm sure, helps at the end of the day. Someone who cares about you, someone who's helping make the right decisions, even if they're just advising you
South
properly.
Africa cares about them.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, end of the day, the managers, they need to go out there and just make sure the athletes. But the athletes, end of the day, they're the ones that have to go out there and perform. Let's just look at some comments. Guys, please send us your comments.
Cecilia, Elroy was excellent.
Hello, Cecilia.
Hey, we got some stars. That's cool. The 10,000 was the best ever that I watched.
It was.
I believe, like, Bullskits.
Yo,
He had me on the edge of my seat. I was praying for him.
he was in it. I mean, 2 laps
I
to
was
go.
talking
He's
to
still
the
in the
Lord.
mix.
I was, that's the only way you can.
It sounds like me during the 4x1 when Bayanda the stick, I was like, please, Lord, please.
No, I wasn't. I was watching. I
We've got-
wasn't watching the 100.
Did you watch it? No.
Mm-mm.
You said you weren't going to. It didn't help.
Let Irvin explain
I've already
the theory
explained
of
it
you
once.
watching.
Bad luck. If I watch AK's 100, that's it. And he ran a proper race.
So your
No,
theory is
no,
100%. If you watch AK, what happens?
It doesn't run at his best.
So you must never watch again, bro.
Maybe it's just the algorithm.
We also have Kurt Kuto. Oh, Kutolicious. He's saying the closing ceremony was really good. Okay.
Oh,
so
now we're
that's-
regretting not watching.
Yeah. Suckle a blur.
What did they do, Kurt?
I believe Tom Cruise jumped. What? Did he jump out of an aeroplane or something?
Was he there?
He did something.
Is
yeah.
he even French?
Well, no.
Ah.
But LA is hosting the next
Jumped
one.
out of an
Oh.
aeroplane and
I think it has something to do with that.
blew out the candle.
Didn't at the London Olympics? Didn't the Queen jump out of something at a
She did it,
helicopter or
but
something?
it wasn't her herself.
It was like an actor.
Yeah, came flying through on one of those spider cables.
Yeah.
Through the stadium, and then.
Okay.
But obviously, you can't do that if you're on a boat.
Oh yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Hmm.
The opening ceremony where Mr. Bean. Remember that one? Where Mr. Bean was.
Dum, 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 dum. Yeah, I remember that little.
That was classic,
That
man.
was
Is
excellent.
he still alive?
Oh, Bean.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They should have pulled him in.
Yeah, they should have. But I think if you look at just some more of those, we talked about ratings, right? We said we're going to do ratings as well, performance ratings. How do you feel about certain athletes and their performances? I think it'll be good. So if you guys want to jump in on this as well, make sure. I see Brendan Alfonso is also hopping on there.
Brandon's gonna give us some good insight. Like he analyzes everything. So Brandon, if you can't comment on YouTube, please comment on Facebook or WhatsApp or something. You got a direct line here.
Yeah, we must pull him in one of these days. Let's see what Brendan will
It
have
would
to say.
actually be a very good thing to have him in here.
Oh, Alfonso, you heard it, bro.
Yeah, what does Kurt say there?
Kurt says they displayed Nike goodness of victory.
I think he means
Goddess, yeah. They created the rings and elevated them and had some cool songs as well. Okay, so I think much better. I think they cleaned up the act. Merci beaucoup. Yeah.
Kurt's also saying Brandon is the most controversial guy ever. We definitely have to have him on there. He's got to come on.
That's an official invite. The next one. Next one we have Brandon Alfonso, yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's an official invite.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I agree.
So
who we starting? I want to start with Wade.
Okay. So we're gonna do. Okay.
I've got something to get off my chest, and it's called the Wade Van Niekerk.
Do it. Blasphemy.
Next time I want to talk to my wife, really calmly and just get the message clear. It's definitely gonna tell her I've got a Wade Van Niekerk. Something to get off my chest. Good Lord.
Tell
yeah,
us
Wes,
what's up?
you wanna start? You should Irvin open up.
Well, I wasn't going to talk about Wade, but we can. Erwin can start.
No, I think we have to talk about.
Yeah, we do
No, of
have
course.
to.
We have to because he broke my heart,
Mm-hmm.
and then
I know, he's saying that he's had injury problems, and he has been saying that for a while.
He said
His
he
back.
had injury problems.
He has had a back issue for a while, but I just feel like
So
I
the
feel
report-
like that's just at this point in time. This is, I don't know what's his plans in terms of another Olympics and stuff. He got our hopes up so high with him participating in the 4x4 at World Relays, and there was definitely a medal on the line. And we saw him split a 43. We saw him run a 44 this year. Am I lying?
Yeah, that's correct.
Just say check.
Yep, check.
And then this whole thing with sending him to the Olympics for the 200, pulling out of the 100. He's going for the 200, keeps Lux out of it. He gets through the first round 20.4, same as Jobodwana ran when he wasn't training. And then he follows that up with the semi-final where he gave up at the last 40-50, so he's out of it and he just jogs through and he hits a 20.7. Yeah, 20.72, and then we're like, okay, fine. We were kind of, thinking if he doesn't make the the final, then he could have. I was hoping he would run a sub 20. I was really hoping he pulls that off and make the final, really. And then they ran the 4x4. They qualified through after the unfortunate dive.
yeah.
And then we're in the final, so that's a breath of second hope. And now we're hoping, okay, just that one link, that 145 link gets replaced by Wade. That gives us at least 2 seconds.
Which is ultimately what we needed in
That's
that
it.
final.
For a freaking medal.
Yeah.
Come on. And then he ends up just ahead of time, just ahead of competing in the final, saying he's unavailable because his back hurts. I don't believe it anymore. I don't. He's never been a team player for the 4x4.
That's true.
He's
Or the
very-
4x1.
We know Ranti Dikale begged him, please, to run.
Yeah.
We know that. We know Enrico Breinkies has called him out a couple of times for not wanting to compete as a team there. Yes, there is the injury thing, all right. But he's never shown up for it besides once in his entire life, and he got a silver medal at the World Relays for it.
And he's always said that he would commit himself more to the relays if we had strong enough relay teams to win medals.
Said if the guys, you
Good
need guys to
Lord,
run 44s, right?
Yeah, and they've got that now. And he still doesn't
you
run.
have the best South African 4x400 team there ever was.
Yeah.
Without him. And we could have gone 2 seconds faster.
Yeah.
And you know what? All those guys would have medaled. He would have done it for everyone. And I think his injured back is just a little bit too convenient.
I was also disappointed.
This time around, it's a bit like my perspective has changed.
Stings a bit, yeah. And it changes, you know, my whole defense of picking him in the 200 ahead of Lux was based largely around him running relays.
Yeah.
Because without running relays, you know, I don't know if he was ever going to do much really in the 200.
Yeah, you did mention it. I think that was your feeling throughout the whole.
I didn't feel like he had enough to get into the final, and then I didn't think he would run as badly as he did. I thought he would be quicker.
I was expecting a sub 20. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like at least a 20.10.
Something like that.
Something like
that would have got him in.
There because it's Wade. And I said, no, Wade wouldn't go just to
fill a lane, you know.
Yeah,
and you don't want to see such an awesome athlete who's had such an excellent career kind of finish things off like this. And I don't know where Wade will go next year, if he's going to continue competing, if he can pick things up again. But I hope it doesn't end like this. It would be incredibly disappointing.
Yeah, it's tricky. I mean, I personally still think he should have ran the 400. We don't know.
No.
Looking back in hindsight, I agree with you.
He was in the final last year, the World Champs. He made the final comfortably. He's running. World Champs. He's running mid-20s, which is good enough for the 400 because of his running and the way he glides and floats. It gets him through to the final. The track is faster. He was going to make the final. I personally believe it.
Yeah.
The decision I think we were all thrown off. We thought maybe he's running the 2 so that he can make himself available for one of the relay teams.
Yeah, for at
Either
least
the
one
4x1 or the 4x4 or even both.
Although seeing the shape that he was in, I don't think they would have wanted him in the 4x1, to be honest. I don't know how much he would have.
It was just too tricky towards I think once they ran.
Look, the 4x1 worked out, so
yes,
let's leave that. Let's leave that.
Even without Benji Richardson,
but that's us. We're so nervous. We're not going to medal that we don't even trust what we have.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a lesson learned to myself. But I told you, I reserve the right to change my mind to comment at a further time. No, but it's like you just want the best possible chance. So that's why I said a couple of times, the roll of the dice, put Wade in there, the roll of the dice. And at the end, the youngsters made it. If we had Richardson,
would have been even better.
It would have been. It
Possibly.
would have been.
Well, give us a better chance. Let's rather say. I mean, we won a silver, and
I'm happy with that. Like that's what I'm saying. It worked out.
That silver for me, it tasted like gold. I was like, I could almost jump out of my body. I was like,
finally, flippantly.
And such a beautiful feeling.
For everybody, we like medal dry till that point in time. The athletics program is coming towards the end.
Yeah, man. So big up to
started thinking we weren't going to get anything.
Hey, big up to these youngsters, man.
Yeah, they did
18-year-old Bayanda Walaza, 19-year-old Bradley Nkwana, Sean Masanganyi, 21, turning 22. I don't know if he's turned 22, but he's run about there.
Yeah, but hats off to him too.
Turning 31. I mean, what a team.
If someone got injured in that 4x4 team and Wade had a broken back, Maswangani would have run. He would have
Put
said,
me on, coach.
Exactly.
Yeah, call those like, listen, you're Maswangani. We need you to jump in for your country, son. And you would have done it.
Put the team on my back. No,
but I mean, definitely, 100%, I'm telling you, I still believe. You talk about injuries. That's like I found it very contradicting. It's like everybody's saying, okay, injuries on Wade, it's better to run the 2. But in the past, they had to pull him away from the 2 because of injuries and put him on the 4, which is how
he became a 400-meter runner in the first place. That's how he
became the best ever. I mean, Letsile, just to put in perspective, Letsile Teboho
puts the team on his back.
He does,
again.
But the point is that he ran a 43.04 with the baton
0-3
in the hand. No, 0-4.
0-3.
0-4.
Go double check.
0-4. 43.04 in a relay.
Split.
Right?
It was 0-4, but it's 0-3 now.
Is it? Okay, I'm going to go with what I saw. 43.04.
3.
with the baton in his hand, and Wade does that from the blocks. It just shows, he's on a different level. That's how fast he is. So you give him the baton in the 4x4, and you said we just need a 43, man. We just need a 43, and the guys are in there. And I'm sure Life and Zagiti, they gave their hearts. I mean, if you look at the split, Zagiti split 43-7 or something like that, and then Life also splitting 43-9-7. Zagiti was 43-8-1. So the guys literally gave their best. They were excellent.
They broke the national record.
Broke the national record. So you can't fault the guys. The guys did everything they could in their power, and they did everything. I don't know. I just feel like maybe if he lends a hand and say, guys,
I was a Brayton Pool. We missed you in the high jump.
Would have been good.
Thanks for watching.
Is it Brayton
on? It's Brayton Pool.
Yeah,
just missed the high jump comment section. No, but you're right. The guys did. Sorry to interrupt you there. It was just interesting to see him pop up. But you're right. But if you have a look at that 45-6-7, that was the leg we could have replaced with a 43.
Yeah.
And that was the bronze.
Yeah, but it's the start, especially out of the blocks.
And one of the quickest 4x4 times ever recorded in world history. I think that would have been a top 10.
Sheesh. Yeah, so
I think that's why that's why it's so fitting that Akani got a relay medal, because he's one athlete who's always availed himself.
Yeah,
there's been maybe one or two times where he hasn't run the relay, his entire career.
One or two, I can't even remember.
I remember in African Championships the 1 year where he didn't run. I can't remember why.
Who be that?
Akani didn't run. Was it 20? Was it at Mauritius?
No, he ran Mauritius.
Did he?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
It was that controversial ending with Omanyala where they couldn't really determine.
No, that was the 100-meter flat.
Yeah. But then he tightened up, and it was raining for the 4x100.
I can't recall now.
Yeah. No, I recall because I spoke to him because we were there.
Okay.
And he was scheduled in the 4x1. They had the rain. It was getting cold. And he also, he basically said after the 100 meters that he needs to get a good rub out, like get everything out. And then he said he does have a niggle that he's worrying because he's tightening, that he's worried about because he's tightening up. So it wasn't a injury. It's just an athlete, especially a sprinter. If you feel you're tight, that's when you pull hamstrings.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then he did speak to Paul and explain to him, and Paul said, well, there's a bigger picture, beyond this.
Yeah, of course. So
but he has made himself available, for his entire career.
Time.
Yeah. And he really deserves to have carried that team to victory. It means so much.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I just feel like
second place. I said victory.
It would have been
feels like victory.
It would have been so fitting, to be in that 4x4, and we don't know.
8.78 split. That's what he ran.
8.78. Yeah.
The quickest of them all.
Yeah,
and that's what we needed in the 4x4. We needed that.
We just needed that one
quick leg. Yeah.
Poor Light. I thought they were going to replace him there because you could see it. The fatigue was getting to him, but the way he came back in the final.
My goodness, 43. Huh?
But that's South African.
Yeah, 43.97.
That is when they say no DNA, it's RS.
RSA.
That is South African right there.
That's Benoni, bro. They make them tough here.
True.
Yeah.
True. AK is also half Benoni.
There we go.
Yeah, he's got his one foot here and his other foot in Campton.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think all South Africans were shocked. I mean, when the team is coming out, you're waiting and you're like, will we see something? We've heard whatever, but I mean, when it comes down to it, we want to see him run. We want to see him, go out there and, carry that flag one more time. But so it was a bit disappointing, to be honest, to not see Wade in that 4x4 final. I think they needed it. I think the team would have even be willing to be like beg and be like, please, man.
I think they were at that, by the way.
So
the news that I got out of camp, and this is from various people. Oh, I'm saying out of camp, out of the village, it was to that point where please run, and the guys are also very negative because they don't think that he has an injury. Well, not everyone said that, but you could feel their frustration that this guy is able to run. That's why I'm saying, I don't know anymore. was a massive fan of Wade prior to this and always was. And then I was truly believing this guy he came to medal.
Yeah, no, you 100% believe.
And he did, once or twice this season, he pulled out of events that he was supposed to run in, and he said that he was worried about his back. And I get that, because you're saving yourself for bigger things. But this was the bigger thing. This was the thing that you're supposed to be saving yourself. So I don't know how bad his back is. I'm not suggesting that he should injure himself for life over a race. But I doubt that it was that bad. I'm sure
Because
that...
then he wouldn't have run the 200.
Just grit your teeth, push through. This is the race you were saving yourself
Well,
for. It's
apparently
the
they got
Olympic
wheelchairs, so
final.
you'll be fine and get out of there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can
well.
get you home.
You can get
But
you
just
home.
one race, 400 meters, just grit your teeth and push
but
through.
again, okay, who are we to stand on the outside and say this is how an athlete feels?
Yeah,
too?
and we
So-
don't really know exactly
and
how he was
perhaps
feeling.
it is actually sincere, and just because of circumstance, it built it up to look like this,
Yeah,
And then here we are again on the other side end of the stick, like and this time we given the stick. But if I have to throw in my coin, I'm definitely this time I'm throwing my coin on the end that he just didn't want to participate.
it felt like that.
Yeah.
I hope that's not the case, but it did feel
I
like
hope
that.
it's not, but
Anyway,
anyway.
Wade. Yeah.
Wait.
You can just feel the guys. Anyways.
And just now he ends up running a diamond league, and there's a 43 there. Then it's even worse.
I don't want to see that.
I cancel this podcast that
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, but I mean, end of the day, guys, everything we do say is, it's really for the love of South Africa and the love of the team, and for those, not only about medals. It's not only about medals, but I think we want to see South Africa really be in a position where the guys are giving it their all, and if people are available.
Kurt always has a good look at it. What did he say? Kurt, tell us what do you think? What's up with Wade?
While we wait for Kurt to comment, we also have a comment here from LeMay RSA. She says, Edmund gave it everything, man.
But again,
Edmund Duplessis.
no DNA, just RNA.
RSA, absolutely, man. I mean,
RNA.
did you watch? If you
RNA
watch,
is a thing in your DNA system, by the way. But
Yeah.
but if you look at his race and the way he, went out and he tried to, if they wanted to make it slow, he decided to go to the front, and having the balls to really like go for it all the way and say, listen, I'm gonna
the big kahunas.
the big kahunas to say, guys, I'm gonna fight it out. I'm gonna go and really try. And I mean, just 2 spots away from
Yeah, he was close.
qualifying, man. A
Almost
brave
in the
run,
final.
gutsy performance. Edmund Duplessis, you get a
Salute.
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 From us.
But that's what we want. Go out, guns blazing. That's it. Close to your best performance. Just don't look back where the competition is when you're hitting the 150 line. That's the only comment I have with you. But it's okay. We forgive you. No, there's no crit to him. I was super proud, and I think if you have a look at Andre Olivier and the shape and form, Andre dominated the 800 in South Africa for a very long time and then Reinhard took over from there. He came the closest.
Yeah.
He
To
came the
an
closest,
Olympic.
and this is his first year breaking into that level.
Yeah.
We can really consider it saying like he would have taken them on. So,
Give him another few years.
Yeah, but that's what I'm thinking. He's got something to look forward to
Yeah.
over the next 4, and I think he's got it in him to go 143.
No, absolutely.
Definitely. I
I
agree.
believe
yeah.
And with that type of shape, he can make the final.
Yeah. And he's
Well-
got that fighting spirit, like you say. He's
Not a
willing to
fighter,
go
man.
for it.
I mean, also his consistency. I mean, I like the fighting spirit, but the consistency is there all year. I mean,
Showed up on form.
he ran 144 earlier in the year, and he's like, I'm still not happy. I was chatting with him. He's like, I'm not happy. I won that qualifier. I'm like, my bro, you just relax. That qualifier is coming, He got the qualifier, and he got faster and faster all the way until 144.2. The consistency, the confidence to run in the front in an Olympic semi-final and say, you know what, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna push these guys, from the front. I mean, it shows a lot of maturity, and I think, like you mentioned, we haven't seen a confident 800-meter runner since the likes of, like you said, Reinhard, Andre Olivier. I'll say Andre Olivier because he obviously had this Commonwealth.
Tite couldn't get it right in the 800.
Absolutely.
He was super quick with the super kick. He couldn't get it right. But I think Reinhard van der Rensburg and Andre, probably is the last two to compare.
Yeah,
To compare him with, you can't go Mulautsi
those are big dogs.
and even Werner Botha or
Yeah.
Sipeng. That's
Those are the elites.
yeah. That's your next step.
Yeah, I mean Werner Botha with that gold. in
Johan
the
Botha.
indoor. Is it Johan? Yeah.
Sorry, you want.
Hey, throwing me off, man.
Yeah,
He did
call
throw
the
you
curveball. Let's see if you awake.
Johan Botha beat Wilson Kipketer to win that title.
Crazy.
World indoor champion.
World indoor
Yep.
champion.
Amazing. And then
We've
obviously
had some excellent 800.
but I mean, for me, that Mburaini Murawudzi run, I'm telling you, I used to be a 400-meter runner before
Yeah.
that. When I saw that, I was like, I'm done. I don't know where these sprint spikes,
800 times.
800
Yeah.
time. Literally, I'm telling you, I was so inspired and motivated from that run. I was like, you know what, I need to taste a bit of this 800. And yeah, man, he also
Well, one
bullied
thing
the
I want
race.
to tell people, I want to correct them. Before you decide you go from a 400 to 800, all right? If you have a 400 medal at juniors, which you have, and if I were your coach, I would have stuck you in the 400s a little bit longer. Because there's 4 spots that can go to the Olympics. And in your time, you already had Mulautsi and Sipeng. Yeah, so I'm just saying. If you're a 400 runner, it's
Hey,
great.
more
tips.
chances.
Have heroes and stuff, but
Don't follow your heroes, is what he's
go
saying.
because if you're running 46s, you can get down low 45s, maybe into the 44s.
Boom.
Yeah, go in, and it's actually with the reserve. There's 5 spots.
And I hope this Olympics has maybe given the youth an opportunity to think like of being a part of a relay culture where it's not considered like a second string thing to do
It's
to run in a
there.
relay.
I
you
like
know?
that,
A
Wes.
gold medal's a gold medal. And hopefully now that we've got the silver and the 4x4 running as well as they did and breaking the national record, I hope that in future people see relay medals for what they are, you know,
it's a
and
medal.
it's no disgrace to get a relay medal. So
None at all.
if that's your focus, then that's fine.
It's okay.
Did you see Aiko's post after he got that medal? He says Olympic silver medalist. Crazy.
That's it.
Yeah, it's an Olympic medal is an Olympic medal.
But I mean, I think that
Individual or together.
Team, yeah. If
Okay.
you're part of that rugby sevens team, you've got an Olympic
exactly.
bronze
I don't
medal.
think everybody's registering that. You know,
Yeah.
if
And that was tough, the rugby.
it's
Yeah.
tough, and you even look at the basketball. You sitting on the bench and your team wins. Think about it. A spectator at home is like super fanatic and they want the team to win. Being on the bench for your team as well. How much more do you want to win as well? You know, we somehow
Yeah.
forget that being part of that team. You know, you get that. What's that young kid named Quincy from the United States? He had
Wilson,
a very
yeah.
big Wilson. He had a bad heat
did.
running a 47. Probably
Yeah.
the slowest split we saw there.
Yeah,
But they pulled him through. They said, "Listen, you young man,
don't worry, we got
we
this.
got this, man. You learn from your lesson." And guess what? He stood there with a gold medal saying, Olympic gold medalist. Why? Because you earned a spot in the team.
And they all play a role in the team. They're all there in training. They're all there motivating each other, working together. So those guys who
Kurt's a no comment on Wade.
were on the bench deserve it too. He's what?
No comment on Wade.
Oh,
But he says a relay culture will bring out more individual talent.
Definitely. We need that.
That's true. That's coming from a coach.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. He's got Critters coached a 47 second hurdler. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, if you think 47 seconds, LJ Van Sale 47.66.
Llewellyn Herbert,
Llewellyn Herbert 47, a bit higher.
Themba Madima.
For the
Oh, shots. That's
no,
a flat 400.
Yeah. Yeah, for 50, I was going to say 57. I was like, wait, what's happening here? But I think it just goes to show that, you know, these medals, even if it's in the relay, if we can, I don't understand why there's no catch. I think that's why maybe, you know, I look at all the times where the South African team has been in the World Athletics Relays finals for the 4x4. They've been in World Champs. They've been in, I'm sure, even the previous Olympics, if we go back. I'm not too sure about that, but they've been qualifying and making it into the final. Not only qualifying, making it into the final, but just not getting that race right in the final because like you need that power card. You will not win. I mean, Botswana pulled out Letsile as their power card. You know, and he showed up 44-2, jogging it like a snack, and then he snacked one of the second fastest splits we've ever seen, 43-0. 4.
We're still undecided.
Let me Google it quickly. But I mean, it just goes to show that that's exactly what South Africa needs to. We can focus on it. And back to your predictions.
Christopher Swart says he replied to your comment, and then back to where you said which athletes impressed you at the Olympic Games. He says Alroy Galan.
Yeah,
I agree. Back to you, your thing, Wes.
Yeah. So looking at your predictions, Wes, your predictions were spot on in terms of you were thinking relays would be our best chances. Well, you said 2 medals. Your name, Van Dijk prediction threw you out, but it just goes to show how much you were putting into the relays.
Yeah, I think it was always going to be our best hope. I think as well as she did, Joanne van Dijk wasn't one of the favourites going in. I think that would have been a difficult one to predict. Even, Advin saying that she had a chance, at the time he did admit it's an outside chance. I think our best chance was always in the
outside chance,
in those 2 relays. Akani always had an opportunity for a medal. Disappointing that he just missed out in the 100. But the 4x1 and the 4x4 were our opportunities. And if you look ahead, if you look at the ages of the athletes in the sprint squads at the moment, 2 of the guys in the 4x1 final are juniors. Benji Richardson's 20 years old. If you look ahead to the Los Angeles Olympics in 2028, if we can continue to build on that sort of relay culture over the next 4 years, can you imagine the phenomenal team that we're going to have, not just in the 4x1, but in the 4x4? How old is Lyth Pillay? I think he's 20. 21?
Sure.
21, yeah.
Yeah.
These guys are young. These guys are going to be around for a long time.
That's the thing. They're still going to mature, so it's good that they go a little bit through this adversity and realize that look after your own form, look after yourself, and then keep the team together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Nortje, he's also bronze medalist at World Juniors. He also ran.
What is that?
He's also 21, how did you say?
No.
And then just looking at, let's see, ran 43.03, Erwin Schmidt. So you were right.
Can you just rewind that? 43
03.
Come again?
03.
This time a little bit louder.
It's enough now, man. Aye, man.
Well, you mentioned it. You corrected me on 4 occasions.
I needed to see it to believe it. But yeah, 43.03. That's Wade van Niekerk's world record on the head.
Yeah, it is a running start though.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that proves
but how
fast.
20 years old.
Will it see that? Yeah,
he's the future of international sprinting.
Yeah,
People are talking about Noah
this year
Lyles. They should be talking about.
He's the future of. I think even Bolt had, before seeing him at Olympics and even seeing him at World Juniors, and so Bolt said this kid here is going to be the future of track and field.
And he's been kind of ignored. I saw a thing today where I can't remember who it was. It was an American organization that put out like a list of award winners from the athletics at the Olympics. And Letsile Tebogo got breakthrough performance, which is horribly unfair considering he got 2 medals at the World Championships last year. It's not like he's come out of the blue.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, he was a phenomenal junior. He's come through at senior level. He's consistent.
We
he's
commentated
the future.
on the biggest sign. The 300 meter.
Yeah.
The world record. I'm not calling it a world best ever in my life. Again. Screw that.
I don't believe in that.
They were world recording the whole Olympics through.
The 2,000 meters a world record. Why is 2,000 meter world record with a okay, but they said 300 isn't an official event.
To start it with this world best stuff, I almost called it something else. But I'm working on my language. And then they all just went world record, Olympic record. And it was just record straight through. So let's set the record straight. I'm never calling it a best again, even if they fine me.
Are we going to see Letsile Tebogo at the classic shootout again next year?
Yeah, he's a big dog now.
Yeah.
So let's see.
It's going to be tough to get him back.
I think we will. He's got a very good relationship with Akani. It's the Akani Simbina classic shootout.
And he should base himself here again, I imagine.
Yeah, we've got some work to do in terms of let's call funding, not to fund the event, but I want to see if we can bring in some real big names. I'll see if AK would extend an invite to Lyles, but hopefully he turns it down in my.
Advent's not the biggest Lyles fan. I think a lot of people are not Lyles fans after the Olympics.
I've never been one.
Yeah.
I said it in front. I said it before this. Well done on the 100, but there's some real controversial things popping up with him at the moment that I don't like.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we gonna do the ratings?
Yeah, we can.
How are we rating people? Out of 10?
Yeah.
Out of 10, yeah.
Out of 10, how you feel they performed? If you're watching on the socials,
Didn't you read the script?
give us your numbers.
I'm the outlaw. You are the hero,
Okay.
and then he's the narrator.
So does this mean I have to be positive?
No, I'm joking. Be whatever.
Can we rate the Australian breakdancer? Did you watch that?
Hey, listen, 10 out of 10 for Matt. That's what you call in Deadpool language. Maximum effort.
A for effort, huh?
And I like that pose in between everything.
My goodness, huh?
Yeah, well, she was doing kind of the same stuff Noah Lyles were doing on his back.
Yeah, they probably scripted their dance together. Did you see that worm she did on the floor? Fatsua.
How do you even score that? Not just her performance, but the breakdancing.
Yeah, the breakdown community is probably up in arms now.
And you know what's going to happen? She's going to become like that hot tour girl. She's famous now, and people are going to want to dance with her. And she's going to wear that green tracksuit to the end of her days. And more likely than not, Australia will send her again.
She'll be better, man. She'll be better. Yeah, she tried, guys. You know,
she did try.
As long as you give your best, it looks like the Australia.
Was that really her best?
That's her best dancer from Australia, man. They're like, listen,
it was
just
about, like,
someone in Australia dances
and
better.
The pose and the attitude.
She was their best dancer,
Like
man.
you say, the
Australia
chin
sent their best.
I saw another one that she was dancing with already. Some of the other countries' crews, and they were like walking down the streets of Paris, and she's just like, and that was actually pretty good. But it was a whole lot of different to what she delivered there. That's what I'm saying. Is there like certain moves you have to incorporate in this, and it's the cleanliness of moves showing stability, because she didn't look unstable on the ground.
She got 0 points. So whatever she did was not what she was supposed to be doing.
She got 0.
Yes, she got 0.
You kidding? No.
She got the lowest possible score, but I'm not surprised.
Australia,
but
guys,
does that qualify as it did not start or did not finish?
Yeah, did not finish.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh my.
Australia's best dancer. Come on, Australia. Hey, guys, you guys need to do better.
We didn't even qualify a dancer.
No,
So
well, I think the criteria. What was the criteria to qualify?
I don't know. Probably winning the African Championships.
Probably entering.
Yeah.
No, you can't get a 0 for that, man.
I'm pretty sure she was scored 0.
Please check that out. Please.
Yeah.
I know we're getting off of this a little bit.
Yeah, we're going off track here.
Yeah, we'll get back to what we're trying to achieve here, but please. That cannot be a 0. That's got to be
like a 1.
Something. Let's just call it a something.
A half.
It can't be a 0.
Reagan. It's hard to find it.
Her name is Reagan.
Well, they're praising her for her courage and character. After look yeah, look at that, the agony in her face. Okay, guys.
People can see what. Is there a score?
I don't think there's one.
Wait, you too quick, my bro.
Well, here's the
18 and 0. Go up. You too quick. Rock rustig.
Yeah.
She fell against you safe.
On each occasion, she losing 18-0.
So I think the way I'm not certain.
You battle against somebody.
Competing against someone, yeah.
Jeez, bro, I was too stuck in the athletics, late nights, early mornings.
Anyway,
okay, she did get
let's
a 0,
move on
but
from the
it's
break.
just because of the tough competition.
Yeah, it's not like gymnastics where you get rated for your score.
Yeah,
you get compared
That's what I
against
thought
the other
it
person.
would come to.
No, she was battling. She didn't.
So you're probably battling, then they throw a score, and then you get
you either get
round,
a point or you get a
2
point.
rounds.
Yeah, something like that.
She got that little chin pose.
She didn't get a point for it.
Okay, let's move into the ratings. Women, Miranda Coetzee, Wesley Baton, how much would you rate her performance? So ratings are out of 10. Obviously 10 being the best, and 1 being better than the Australian dancer. Booyah.
I don't want to sound too harsh. 8 going first. I'm going to give Miranda Coetzee a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
She didn't reach the final, but she set a personal best. I think she ran well.
Yeah, she ran a 50.7 something.
50.66, yeah.
Smitty,
that's
what
her
do you give her?
personal best. She was in the semi-finals. Did she go through the repertoires?
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
And that's where she ran the 50.
Yeah.
So I'll go 7. If you ran a personal best,
Yeah.
all right, and then you get knocked out, I'll give you a 7 for that. I don't know. I don't think at that stage there's much more that she could have done, but her time was very good.
Yeah.
I just wish that was in the semi-final, because then she would have been close to go to the final.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd also just gonna go straight 7 personal best performance after running through the rapid charge and 7. All right, let's move on. Next one, Prudence Sekhodiso. Wesley, or you can go last this time, Speedy.
Prudence, 8.5 could have been a medal.
Yeah.
Just tactically, I didn't think they planned it very well. But it's also, I can't be Captain Hindsight out of this. You're trying to adapt to the race. You're trying to create the most ideal circumstance for how your body feels as well. But she did go 158, 158, 158, 157, 157, 158. So that's why I'll go with 8.5.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I can't. Besides the final, but anything can happen in a final.
Yeah.
I'll give her a 9. She really showed up. I mean, until 80 meters into that race, she was in it. Just a little bit of inspiration or something, out of the ordinary, and she finds herself in a medal. So I can't fault her, man. 9 for me. Wes?
8 out of 10, I think. Prudence did really well. She looked so good in the semi-final. I think that was like a very promising performance in terms of her future. She didn't get the tactics quite right in the final, and I felt like she gave up a bit at the end. But 8 still, I mean,
Solid.
just for her all-around performance, I don't think she was ever one of the favorites for a medal. I think we always spoke about her as if she had an outside chance.
The commentators were
but she ran
always
well.
Prudence Sekhodiso, every heat, semi-final even.
I think
She's
So
quite a
she-
popular athlete.
So I think she was put in the category of one of the.
I had it in there.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Marionne
You
Fourie.
start, Thames.
Marionne, I think, based on her standard, I think she also knows. I think she was a bit disappointed. I'll give it a 6.
Yeah, same here. I'm gonna.
She knows. I don't even think.
I concur.
Yeah, Wiz.
Oh, I'm going to sound so horrible here. 5.
Yeah, but
She was below par.
Yeah, but in
by her own
terms of your
standards,
standards,
like you
it's
say.
currently like I get
Yeah.
where you
Maybe just
now
being a
if I
bit more
compare that
strict.
to Miranda, where you at, and then
Yeah.
it's quite a similar feel.
She's
Okay.
good and she's got a lot of potential, but didn't quite hit her straps.
Zene Geldenes. Sorry, before I use the old.
I wrote that, so that's my apologies. I should get her surname right.
Geldenes. We'll start with you, Wiz.
Sure. 8.
Let's
I
see.
can't really give her more than that because she didn't break the national record. But she came close, well, reasonably close. Second South African to go under 54 seconds.
Yeah.
And just missed the final. That was gutting. She thought she was through at one point. But yeah, 8.
Solid. Smitty?
7.5.
Really?
Yeah, world youth champion, world junior champion. She's got the Commonwealth medal. I felt she's learned a lot, and yes, you preparation in terms of her best, and it was her personal best. I was expecting actually with the conditions and with knowledge to really step up and go below 53. That's what I hoped for, and she would have made the final with that. So, 7.5 because she didn't make the final. I personally was expecting a final from her. Which going on to the next, Rogel, did you give?
I'll give Zene 8.
An 8.
Yeah, personal best, sub
But
54.
Rogel, there I'll give Rogel an 8. just a bit coming from nowhere.
In terms of her own
We
effort,
and we barely did even talk about it.
Yeah.
And she came out so close.
Yeah.
She's had a breakthrough season.
Just beautiful season.
Yeah.
I mean, personal best. Even, I mean, all the way until that she was in it, you know what I mean? There's the image of Rogale and Zene hugging each other, just like, hoping and praying. But it's tough. We said it. If you're running in the second or the first semi-final, you're in trouble. Because everybody sees what they need to do and they just go and they blast it. So, fortunately for the ladies,
and if you consider that she surprised a lot of people just by qualifying for the Olympics, she really came through this year.
Absolutely. So you give her
7 out of 10.
Okay, Monet de Klerk.
I can't even remember what Monet threw, but I know she didn't get into the final, which was pretty poor, I think, but well below her best. Just not her day, maybe.
It's her first year into seniors as well.
Yeah, she is very young. She's got a
lot
bright
of change
future.
in her life, so I didn't really expect too much of her. I would have hoped, but hopefully she can step up into the big girls league.
Yeah, she's got potential, and it's tough with the throws. Sometimes it takes a long time to be able to compete at senior level.
Yeah. So
15.6. So that's well below her best. A few meters.
17.09.
Yeah. Okay, ratings. Let's go with.
Oh, I'm sorry, Monet, but 3 out of 10. Next time, you got a bright future.
Yeah, no,
she does. She's
pushed her to 4.
She's gonna do something down the
I'll
line.
give her 5, man.
Really? You're just feeling bad for her?
No, it's not feeling bad. I think if you qualify and you at the Olympic Games, guys, like these are.
Nah,
these
you
are
don't
already
get points for showing up, my bro.
Hey, you get ranking
There
already.
you see, you get a 0 for competing in breakdowns.
But come on, we're all sorry. This one is dubious. But I think it's. I say 50% at the Olympic Games is it's you don't want to be average there, so that's why 5 is. 3 is like you're throwing at a league.
Contradicting
league
yourself.
attacks. Okay, I'm giving 5,
Fair
3, 4 sharp.
Yeah.
Okay, next one, Ashley Rasmus.
Ashley didn't compete. What are you guys?
I'm getting punched in my
Why did you do
ribs
all
here.
the right things then? You're throwing punches our way.
I'm getting punched in the ribs. Security.
It's like
There's no
shut
security.
that conversation gonna make me look stupid. That's what I just got from you.
Okay, Ashley Rasmus. What do you give her?
Ashley withdrew injured. Unfortunately, Ashley's also not going to be competing at the World Junior Champs. I don't know what injury she has, but it must be pretty serious.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Didn't compete, so I can't rate.
Yeah,
that,
let's
and
leave
I'm
that
not
in.
gonna give a 0 to someone that's injured.
Yeah.
So better luck next time.
Yeah.
Well done for qualifying.
Keep your chin up.
Still a junior.
You qualified. You're a youngster. We hope to see you at the next Olympics.
Oh, the big dog. UNA Van Dijk. Javelin.
Joanne.
UNA coming through with that silver medal. I'll be the first to go for this one, man. I gave her solid 9. She showed up, man. And I think you just need that qualifying throw that just rattles everybody. Everybody's looking at you all of a sudden, which she did well. So, yeah, for me.
Okay, where's your
9.
10?
Yeah, no speeches from
get through the
Erwin.
rankings.
Yeah, just give a number. I don't want to hear anything, Erwin.
Also 9. I think I'd give it 10 if she had broken the national record, but she was quite far off that. 9, I think, is fair.
Yeah, I'm on a 9 as well because she medaled.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Even if she threw what she threw in the prelims, it still placed her second, so she performed exactly where we hoped after the prelims. And with her being an outsider chance, it's pretty cool.
I think she was. Is it fair to say that a medal from her was the biggest surprise in the team?
Yeah, it was like dessert. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You ate. You've eaten.
Cherry on top.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, dessert. Whose birthday is it? That type of thing. So it's like a bonus, man. I was cheering. So it was like it was a good one. So a 9, absolutely. Okay, the marathon ladies up next. Gerda Steyn, Sean Aldno, Erwet van Zyl. We'll start with you, as you know our road.
We can all do all 3 of them together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. Gada, I was so critical of her racing so much this year, and then racing comrades, breaking records.
And you were right.
And I feel I was right in a sense that she wasn't at her best in Paris. But I also, in hindsight, I've changed my mind a bit in terms of my feeling about her running as much as she has, because she wouldn't have got a medal anyway. I don't think she would even have got into the top 10. Those women were so quick on that course.
But I think she prioritized the comrades.
I
above
think
the
she
Olympics.
did, but
Is it because of the cash? It's
almost
was it
certainly, right? I mean,
Yeah,
she
they-
made over 2 million rand.
more than the whole South African team paid out
Yes.
together.
Yeah, we worked
Just in
that
one
out
race,
earlier.
yeah.
So Gada Steyn, by winning the Comrades Marathon, earned more money than Saskok is giving all the Olympic medalists combined. So that's pretty worthwhile in terms of a payday.
Yeah, but
She didn't lose out on
then,
anything at the
like
Olympics.
anybody's father would tell and get your priorities straight.
Yeah.
So that's a major payday, and I understand why she didn't run the comrades. Yes, it is the Olympic year, and I don't know how much it affected her at the end of this. It seemed it did a bit, but because two different preparations, I believe.
Yeah.
But that's a going for that record and funding your entire seasons to come and all the
Future.
travels and that type of stuff. And I know
Yeah.
there's sponsors in that and that as well. That's a very sensible decision to make, to do that too.
And considering how much Comrades takes out of your legs, it is brutal. For her to be able to run as much as she has this year, performed as well as she has, and then still run at 2:32 on that course in Paris
Yeah, it's a
is
tough
actually incredible. Like, I wasn't even expecting her to run that fast. I was concerned she might bail, like literally. For her to run 2:32 it just shows what a strong athlete she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a smile.
So
huh?
what do you rank her?
Are we ranking all the marathon runners? I think we can, because they all had pretty similar performances. Sean Oldner was awesome. That was, I think, her third competitive marathon.
Mm.
2:30. Yvette finally finishing an Olympic marathon on
Yeah,
her
that was
fourth
big for
attempt.
her.
Very
Yeah.
emotional. And she ran 2:31. Again, good time on that course. I think for all of them, in terms of, their own bar that they've set for themselves, that we couldn't have asked much more. Maybe a 7.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at.
Yeah.
Solid. All right. I'll give.
I concur.
I'll give a 7 as well. I'm happy with that as well. All right.
So
now we
let's
move.
start at the bottom.
Let's move to the gentlemen. All right, the brothers. We started the marathon since we were already there, and I think the man who really came out. I think we almost expected it that he would be the one who was in form. He's had almost a flawless season if you look at it, and to finish in top 11, whereas Gerda finished 15th at her previous Olympics, and Elroy to finish 11th. That is super impressive. So for Elroy, I would give a solid 8, and Stephen Mokoka, I think he would have wanted to do better. I'll give him a 7.
I think that's fair. Yeah, Stephen Mokoka wasn't bad. He was just behind Elroy.
Yeah.
He also had a decent run, but yeah,
But I think Mokoka marathon-wise,
I
he's
think
the
he would have
stronger
hoped
marathon
for more.
athlete,
Yeah, he's more
Mhm.
experienced.
So
Elroy had such a good season. That was his third sub 210 this year.
I'm a bit higher with Elroy, given that it's a marathon. And
Yeah.
I did speak about him. I'll give him an 8.5, the same as Prudence.
Mm.
It's just the hill where he lost touch.
Mm.
But in terms of time, yes, it's a minute and something that he was behind the winners. It's not
It's not-
2 minutes.
It's not that much in a marathon.
It's not that
yeah.
much in a marathon. So, and he placed 11.
Mm.
That's
She
amazing.
was.
I stand corrected, but I'm pretty sure that's the best performance
Yeah.
by a South African since Josiah Tugwani
Oh, yeah,
won.
I just want to say there's not.
Won in
there's
96.
that's not the
Since that since is very important.
There's a little bling bling around around South African shoulders in previous years.
I know guys have done better at the World Championships, but I think that's
Yeah,
the best
Mokoka.
Olympic marathon run
Mm.
since '96.
Yeah, great.
All right, let's move to discus. Where we've got Francois Prinsloo and Victor Hogan.
Yeah.
They weren't great. Both low
Six.
60s. Didn't get into the final. Um,
Six and five, between 5 and 6.
5, I would say.
5.5,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe more was expected from Hogan just because of experience. Prinsloo is still really young. He's got a bright
Yeah.
future. it's
And
a
he
big
learned a lot.
stage. I'm sure he did. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. He was, I think, that's the biggest
And it
surprise
also comes from a
qualifying.
very long season, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
NCAA and all. NCAA champion, yeah?
Yeah.
My goodness. So, solid season. Olympics, yeah, obviously, this is what we're focusing on here. So, 6, I don't think there will be. Yes, but Victor Hogan keeps showing up, huh? How many
He's
Olympics?
been around for a while.
How many Olympics has he competed in? That would be
Yeah.
actually, I'm sure, 3. I want to say 3.
I think that's right.
It's like the Hulk Hogan doesn't go away, my bro.
And then
Victor Maniacs.
let's come to the long jump. So here we've
Oh,
got
Kyle.
the shot put. Sorry, Kyle Blignaut in the shot put. Rankings for him.
Kyle was 3 centimeters short of a place in the final, so he wasn't terrible.
And he could have again gone top 6
I think
in
so.
the final.
Yeah, he needs to find those big throws again.
So from my side, I'd give him an 8. If he went over 21, maybe a little bit higher, 7.5 to 8.
Based on what we would have expected from him
Yeah.
after Tokyo, where he finished 6th, I think it's a bit disappointing. I would say 5, maybe. No,
Yeah.
that's a bit low.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's a
6.
bit, yeah, I've got a 7. 7 for Kyle Blignaut.
Yeah.
A lot of changes in his training, environment, etc. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll give him a 7. And then the jumpers. Is Joven van Vuren? Is it Joven or Yufan or
I'm still not sure.
Joven van Vuren? As well
770.
as Cheswell Johnson for.
Well, Cheswell Johnson's performance was the same as the breakdance.
Yes, Cheswell Johnson gets 1.
Isn't it?
How do you give him more than that when he
0.5?
jumped 4 meters
I give him a 0.5.
at the Olympics? Yeah, that's no good. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know,
So many no jumps and a 4.85.
but based on his results,
I think I can jump a 4.85.
Yeah,
We should go test
I
that.
absolutely think you could.
We should. I'll maybe run, jump, dive.
I don't know. I think my 10-year-old daughter might
No,
be
I was
able to.
disappointed with him. Just get the score on.
I think that was of everyone. Just in terms of results, we don't know if he was
Yeah.
hurt or something.
But I think he
it
came
was
from
the worst performance of the
he
game.
came from no jump in the previous Olympics, no? I think he
Yeah, that's right.
He barely got a jump, so for him it's like, let me get something on. Yeah, he's a 820 plus jumper, at his best.
Yeah, it was just poor.
So yeah, I think I'll give that a 3.
But yet again, you don't know what went wrong.
Yeah, we don't know. So
So we critting
Yeah,
him, and like having
Maybe
a
he
bunch of
broke
no
his
jumps, we
leg.
would have crit him even harder.
Yeah.
So,
I needed to put something on. So
Mm.
3 for Cheswell, and then
Joven wasn't that much better, to be honest. 770, he's a much better jumper than that. I know he's been injured this year.
yeah,
Maybe he's still struggling with that.
you give him a
6, maybe 5.
5.
Yeah,
Mm.
5.
Yeah.
770 is not good enough for him.
5 sounds.
you got Brian there in the long jump too. But the way he came out of that, anyway, doesn't matter.
All right, Brian Ratz in the long jump. I'll go first with this one. First Olympics. He's a youngster and a lot to learn. But to be in the Olympics final, I think he finished 12th overall in the world. Yes, he could have done better, making it into the final. I would say 7.5 to 8, because I think there's hope for especially going towards the next Olympic Games. He's already made a final, so his next
It's
step
as
up.
if he had a personality change. Where's that young, humble kid that we've seen, and his parents are always,
They're supporting him.
okay, I know there's levels in humbleness, all right, but what I mean, you can be confident in yourself, but it's from where you see him competing through high school and everyone supports him and such a lacquer guy, and when I looked at him, I was like, holy smoke.
Couldn't believe it was him.
Yeah, I couldn't. I couldn't. I was like, oh.
And it's so important for athletes, especially in the early stages of an international career, to stay grounded. It's so crucial. As soon as you start thinking you're better than everybody else, that's when it starts collapsing.
Like Jock Freitag was wild from the start.
Yeah.
That was just him. So, and he backed it up. Not that Brian won World Juniors, if I'm not wrong.
Second, I think.
Second.
Yeah.
But just
Yeah, he's got the potential for sure. He's got the talent. Just
go
keep his head on his
just go
shoulders.
and improve on the
Yeah, just get better and better.
until you're at the top, and then we can build media around that, I guess.
And he wasn't far off his best in the qualifying round. He was a few centimeters short of his best.
Yeah.
So he did well.
Yeah.
But then I think
224 in the qualifying, 224 in the final would have placed him already top 8.
yeah.
So, and that's where you aim, like, let's see if we can get that 226.
Get
and
a
then
little bit higher, yeah.
another 3 jumps.
Yeah,
Let's see if we can get that 220. Now you're at 228, you got the crowd behind you.
I was
hoping. Every height that you get a little bit higher or that you improve on puts you in a better position to place better.
Yeah, I was hoping for at least if we could get a 230, it's been a...
But then he's clapping the crowd on, then he's silent, clapping the crowd on, then he's silent, and then he wants to go, and then he's
But let's hope he's
You
learned.
didn't know what to do for him. You
No,
were like, hey,
eventually I didn't know what to do.
mate.
I phoned you. I was
You're like, hey, Themba, what should I do? Should I scream or not?
I told you. That's what I said. I phoned you literally while he's competing.
Like my
But it's
bro.
like, this guy's got 1 jump left. You on DSTV straight. I'm on DSTV stream. And then you go, whoa. And then now I'm waiting. What's happening? And he's still standing there silencing. That was a wild experience. But it was uncharacteristic. That's a word that I get.
Yeah.
And so
That could be...
I know we need confidence and we find it in different ways, and he's one of the best in the world, and who am I to crit on that? But think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Focus.
Think about it. Look at, AK. He's got it right. Take a little bit of that, mix it with a little less Lyles. You'll be okay in life.
Yeah.
Stop attempts.
Next up, we move to Adrian Volskut. Ratings for Adrian. Let's start with you, Smitty.
You guys are not going to like this. All right.
Country.
Maybe you are, but I'm giving him a flat out 10.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That
I thought you were going to go the other way with it. I
Yeah,
thought we
I
were
was
going to
like,
get
what?
the 6
What is
or
this
something.
gonna
No. I know, and we'll get to AK, and I'll explain exactly why. Everything that we hoped for transpired
In that race.
in what is done. AK did the exact same, and if you see athletes participating for the country, like, was he a medal hope? No. When he hit the bell, was he a medal hope? Hell yeah. And that's all we want. And he smashed the national record, smashed the previous Olympic record.
Yeah.
Because he went under that Olympic record by one of the greats, Bekele, that was held by him. He fought. He fought straight, and he's a small kid, in out positioning, tactically
but his
playing,
composure,
staying
man.
in touch. And he lost about 3 to 4 seconds, all right, just because he was stuck a little bit back when the kick, he was boxed in, so he couldn't go direct. He had to go behind and then around, but then they were already 2 seconds ahead, or 2-3 ahead of him. So I give him a 10. I think that was a perfect performance in terms of where he is. He surprised the heck out of everybody. And we knew he had a 2:56 national record underneath the Olympic record, top 10, or 11.
10th, top 10, yeah.
Top 10 in
1250.
in the 10,000 meter. That's one of the hardest and most watched events as well after the 100s. Up against world class athletes.
That's you can ask for more.
Yeah.
But I'll give him a 9. As to there's nothing else he could have done. I mean, he was in there, the whole time until last 800 meters. He says that's where he started to feel that okay. And then when they surged, like you said, he wasn't able, but he still kept his head. He didn't buckle and collapse, which is a sign of very good character, And he went and he smashed the national record. National record.
Yeah.
At an Olympic final, top 10, he's still buzzing. You go to his social media, he's like looking back at the week after that run. And I mean, I don't think he can be disappointed at all. There's nothing he could have even changed. There is nothing he could have done
thing
better.
Is, I think he's even going to improve on this.
Oh, you will.
I'm sure.
But for that day, for me, it's a 9.
I agree. I say 9 as well. Just personally, that was my favorite performance of the South African team. I love long distance running, and no disrespect to his predecessors, but Wildscoot is the first South African athlete I've seen in a 10,000 meter at a major championship that isn't getting completely thumped by everybody.
No, he's
not getting lapped.
He's in a league of his own.
Yeah, he's up there with the leaders.
Pioneering the 10,000 meter.
100%.
First under 20.
Even though they can't pronounce Wildscoot like the rest of the African names.
Yeah.
He's becoming a household name.
Yeah.
Everyone knows about him now in Africa.
And like you say, I think he can only get quicker. Yeah,
Alright.
he's got an awesome future.
Absolutely. All right, so that's almost a perfect scorecard. And coming to the 1,500 meter duo of
what did we ask?
Tsepo Tshite and Ryan Mphahlele.
Let me pull this a little bit closer. What do we ask ahead of the Olympics from these two, knowing exactly what happens in major championships with them?
Worlds last year.
Just put your head down and run.
That's it.
Yeah.
From the start, run your own race. Run like, come on. The Cape Milers, there's no competition there besides the two of them. All right. Okay, yes, there's probably a pace setter, but Ryan takes over just after the 500, 600 meter mark every single time from him. And they club 332s. And you kind of feel like, okay, these guys can bring out a 332 at any point.
Yeah.
Get through the heat, into the semi, and then repeat exactly that quick race. And I know Ryan tried, but he had the repechage. He tried that in the repechage, but now that's the day after where he could have had a day rest and recover. That's tough. It's tough. I think that's a little bit of a coaching error because it was handled a bit too tactical.
Do you think maybe both of them are overthinking things? Just trying to be too tactical instead of just going out.
Yeah, I think like we said it because of, especially we basing it on what we've seen.
Yeah.
And what we've seen and where we've seen them look the best when they go out in front. Remember, Ryan not only runs in the front, but he calculates, and we've seen the best of him in South Africa, running well calculated. Yes, he was brave in his semi, but not calculated.
Yeah.
It was a bit too much passion and not enough. Sticking to the game plan of how he runs. So very fast in the beginning, then drops and it's slow, and then it's up, and it almost plays against you because yes, it looks brave, but it's not him. He's usually on it.
You also got to remember, you go out and run a 332 in your heats, all right? You are through. There's confidence building, but you've got a little bit of a rest in between that.
Yeah.
All right? You're not racing tomorrow, I'm trying to say. Now you take that, all right? You through. That confidence is built. Everyone in your heat has that in the semi-final because they had to either stick or let you go. Or maybe they weren't informed to deliver that. I don't know, but that's a whole different mindset. Now you're in your second race. Now you're confident. I've done it once. Let me go and do it again, and then you find yourself very close to a final. That's what we were hoping for. And Tite in the repechage went out very similar to get the time, and he fell
he was
devastatingly short by some whiskers.
Too far when he
kicked. But he shouldn't have found himself in that position in the first place.
Yeah.
Neither of them should have.
All right. Let's do...
So I give them a 4 at most.
4? Wes?
Yeah, just based on what we expected from them, I would also say maybe a 4.
I'll give them a 5.
I hope we see better from them in future.
These guys, they're so talented, man.
They are, both of them.
Like we haven't seen more exciting 1,500 meter athletes in a very exciting wise. Probably the two most exciting we've ever had. So not going their way. So we know you guys can do it. Okay, Edmund Duplessis, 800 meters. What do you guys feel about that performance? I'll go first, man. I'll give Edmund. I'll give him a solid 8.5. I wanted to go 9. If you got a personal best, I would have given him at any given stage in the competition. I would have given him a 9. So I'll give him a 8. No, let's 8.5. He was so close, man. If he stayed second in his semi, he was straight to the final. So yeah, mine for me it's a 8.5, somewhere there.
I'd say maybe a 7. I think he ran well. He's had such a good season.
Yeah, I'm with Wiz on that one, 7.
But yeah, I didn't run a PB, didn't make the final. I think he had a
But
solid
he did very
performance.
well.
He
in
did.
that
He was
event.
close.
But that's what you expected from Tita and them.
Yeah.
It's a proper example.
Yeah.
But we were on our feet, man, and it was like,
there.
you know. So I mean, that's where I'll stay with my 8. I think he ran like a machine, man. He ran like a machine. Okay.
What's
so
going on in YouTube? I see that stuff's flickering.
YouTube
What's the comments there?
comments. Let's see here. Check. Not seeing anything. No, nothing catching my eye.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so then the next athletes we're gonna look at, we've got Adrian Swart,
He
Anthony
didn't
Nortje, Guardio Isaacs, Zagiti. So let's just say the 4x4.
Yeah.
That's we're gonna make that a group effort. 4x4. Smitty, let's start with you.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that by names.
Yeah, it's gonna be a group effort. It doesn't.
Yeah. I'll give them a 9. I'll give them 9. That's the best South African team we ever had.
Exactly.
And they, you know what, we were hard on Wade, and we'll get to him now in his ranking. But if those guys didn't run the 400s, we would have been even quicker at that stage. That's the 5th 400 they ran in
It's a lot.
in the final. Zakitinene
Live
and
play.
Light. So 2 of our guys had to go and run 5 400 meters
Yeah, that's a
within
lot.
a 6 or 7
Yeah.
day space.
And
Yeah.
split
All
us sub 44.
and none of them, hear me, none of them, they could have afforded to run lower as 45. Yes, they did run the first one 45, but then it's 44s from
43,
there on.
43. Yeah, 43, 43, 44.
No, so they, yeah. So
9.
so I stick with my 9.
Wiz?
Yeah, I say the same, 9. They broke the national record.
Yeah.
Just missed the medal.
That's it. 9, top 5 in the world, national record. Come on. You can't ask any more. Gentlemen, we salute you. You guys fought like warriors. So yeah, more than happy with the 4x4. We knew exactly what they needed to get the medal. But all in all, great performance. Okay.
Individually, individually, Light, I'll give a 4. Not a 4, a 7. And Zakiti a 7.5 for the 400 performances.
400 performances.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I think I'm also happy with 7.
I wish they had run better in the heats and didn't have to
it
run
would
the
have it would have
repechage.
done so much better, especially for Nene. You could see he was
Yeah,
was
he was not
frustrated
happy.
with his 44.8 in the repechage,
Yeah.
because he needed that 44.8 in the semi to be, within range of qualifying for the final. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, it happens, and they gave it the all. 7, because we know they can run fast.
Yeah.
Okay, individual performances. Wade Van Niekerk.
I never expected Wade to reach the final, but because he's run just under 20.3 already this year, and because he's Wade and he has that experience, and you would expect him to peak at the right time, I expected him to run better than he did. And then in the, I don't know what's happening with his back, but in that semi-final, running 20.7, I just felt like he gave up, and that you don't want to see that from an athlete of that caliber. 5 at best. I mean, you can't even give him anything better than that, can you?
Smitty?
Yeah, I share the sentiment. 5 because he made the semi-final. That still places you, 8 in each semi-final?
Top 24 in the world?
Top 24 in the world. Yeah, I'll give a 5. But I expected him to run the 4x4, and we can carry on all night about that. So I'm going to duct him 2 points for not running the 4x4.
There we go.
So, and overall, his campaign to me was a 3.
Okay.
Yo. I give, I think, 5 because he's a 1984, runner at his best. I know people were hoping for him to go sub 20. After the hit, I wasn't sure. Like a comfortable 20.2 says you're going into sub 20, but at 24, I was like, I'm not sure, because it didn't look like he was holding back or anything. It just didn't look comfortable. Maybe it's the back that was starting to cramp up, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think this is Wade van Niekerk that we know, and that every South African I think was there cheering. I think it wasn't his best performance. 5 from my side.
How much do you duck them for not running the 4 and by 4?
I'd take like that on you. Actually, that one it breaks my heart.
Okay, that left us a medal.
Yeah, it does, man. It's because I think they just needed Wade. We needed Wade in that 4x4 to get a medal. We all knew it. We all said it. It didn't happen. It was disappointing, and we don't have the answers. So I would like to duct, but I don't know what the real circumstance is. So I would duct a point from there. So it would take him down
to a 4. Wait, how much do you duct them?
Yeah, we can take a point off 4.
Yeah. I think that's fair now. I feel better.
Oh, you're trying to get us down to a 3. How can you say 3? All right, so we move on to Bayanda. Okay, let's call this one the 4x4 before we get into the
4x1.
4x1, sorry, before we get into the individual events.
I'll start with that one.
4x1. You want to start with the individual performances first?
No, I'll start with the 4x1.
Okay.
I'll give them a 10 as well. They had Benjamin Richardson. Benji got injured. Adversity they had to. It was there. We thought maybe Wade would make himself available at this time, because Benji is hurt. Wade didn't make himself available. Maybe Wade wasn't even part of the plan at that stage.
Yeah.
I don't think he was. Yeah.
You got 2 youngsters,
Bambinos,
18 and 19-year-old, and we were the whole time, who do you start, Bradley or Walaza? Listen, give me your sock, put it in my mouth, because I'm so proud it turned out the way it turned out.
Perfect.
Because it's lucky to be proved, or not to know where that, and then you're proven wrong this hard. And I still believed we can get the medal after the heats, but they came out with a national record, barely lost against Canada. They had a near perfect changeover straight through. They were just switched on, and that's teamwork right there.
Yeah.
We never had better. We couldn't do better with this team.
Yeah,
all right.
The best.
They thrown all 100% a spanner in the works, like you were saying.
Boboyan spanner.
Yeah. And they came with our very first medal where we thought the hopes were gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I'm going to be a lot harder in the next Olympics, because then those 2 boys are 23 and Mashwangani is 28. So they've got a lot of work now to get that gold. We want to see them now bring the gold. They've proven to us we can do it.
They've proven it. Wes, what's your rating for the gents?
I also say 10. I don't think we could have asked any more from them. They ran their hearts out. When Benji Richardson got injured, I thought that might be the end of our chances. So for them to come through is awesome. And we've been talking for so long about how we could get relay medals with the right structures in place. And now, 5th in the 4x400, 2nd in the 4x1. Credit must go to Athletics South Africa as well for actually putting in the effort, finally, and putting together camps.
Big
credit to Paul Goris.
Paul Goris.
Yeah, I give that guy a lot of credit this time around.
Yeah. I think they deserve
There was
it.
a lot of stress around this one, a lot more, especially with having the failure prior to this. And he kept these boys together.
He did.
Done. Big ups to you, Paul.
Yeah, awesome efforts. All right.
Big ups. Yeah, I think this performance, I usually won't give a 10, but based on the adversity they had to overcome, especially losing Losing Benjamin.
The 9th fastest guy in the world this year.
Losing him was like, Boboyan's spanner in the works.
Yeah.
So that really, I was like, these guys really need to go into like some special Vietnamese type of mentality. Yeah?
And they did.
That's exactly what they did. So national record on top of it. The only difference between their performance and UNA's performance, where I gave a 9, is yes, they did both get silvers, but this one is because of the national and African record on top of it.
Yeah.
So it's the best we've ever seen from an African team on top of their performance. So not even
In a foreign country.
10 out of 10 for me as well.
Well done,
So
guys.
perfect score.
Sound effects for Kalma.
Yeah. And then the final one, well, he was in 4x1 as well as
Mtsimbi.
in the individual 100 in Tsimbenga Gobegi. That is a steel that does not bend. You can't bend Superman. So his individual performance, Wesley, what do you give that one? I'm gonna start with you.
Are we combining it, the relay and the...
No.
No, it's individual.
Individual.
And then we'll go down the short.
Oh,
and
wow.
Benji.
Sure, I don't know. I want to say 10, but he didn't get a medal, so I can't.
But it was 27 centimeters.
I
and
know, it was so close. But 9 out of 10. I mean, the only difference is that he could have run 100th of a second quicker and got a medal. But you can't fault the guy. He was awesome.
National record. I think I'd also, I'll 9.5. 9.5. The 9. Let me go with 9, between 9 and 9.5.
9.9.
I'll
He
give
wants
him
to
a-
go as high as
You
he
know
can.
what I
without
want to
saying
give
10.
him? A 9.82.
There we go.
Well played. Nice.
I'll give him a 9.82, and hopefully that makes him hungry. I think we'll see a performance very close to this, even better, because they got the recipe right finally.
Yeah.
Even better at the next Olympics. It's in Los Angeles. I know he's hungry. He looks after his body very well. So we'll give him the 9.82, and hopefully that still fuels the hunger and consistency to come and win over the 10.
Ooh.
So,
But what a performance. I think every South African was sitting with, you know how hard it is watching the 100-meter final, guys? I'm telling you, since 2016, watching that 100-meter final has been one of the most grueling things I personally have to go through in my life, because it's like you can't even breathe and it's over. And every time, like, waiting for that photo finish and where are we? But what an honor for us as South Africans to be witnessing that year after year, championship after championship, where he's in the physical condition to make it into the final. That's amazing. One day, 20 years down the line, we're going to be sitting old. Some of you guys older than me, but anyways, we'll be sitting and we're going to be like, remember the days when Akani used to make every final? And the kids will be like, what? That's impossible. How? From Africa? So we definitely must cherish these moments, man. And big ups to Simbini for always showing
Bradley
up.
and Bayanda, if they want to walk in his footsteps.
Well, the
that
blueprint
means-
is there.
Yeah, that means for Nkwana next year he's got to step into World Champs final.
He'll be 20 years old?
Yeah.
Sheesh. So let's see. If we can make it into semis final, we'll be on the right track. Next Olympics, Benjamin Richardson, Bradley, Walaza. We're going to be looking to you guys, man.
It's going to be very tough to make that 300,
Yeah.
get that 300 spots.
Yeah,
If I have a look at the names.
absolutely, man. And I think it's exciting, and
But the youngsters are hungry.
that just shows what we've got. Even the 4x4, Live Pillay, as well as Nortje, Anthony. You guys, man, still young, at the peak of your powers at
Sean,
the next Olympics.
What do you rate Sean?
Sean, for me, I'll give him individually, I think a 7.5. I think he, after being in the previous
I'm also
Olympic
there, yeah.
semi-finals, he would have wanted to get that step up, to where maybe Benji was, or make it into the final.
But he consistently said his season is very long.
It's a very long season, man.
Now next year he's graduated, so now it's World Circuit for him.
So let's see.
As an Olympic silver medalist, he's in a good spot to now focus on and decide what his season looks like.
Question: Does he stay in the United States of America?
I wouldn't.
Or does he come back home to Afrique du Sud?
No, I wouldn't move.
So
I'll come for nationals and make that part of the season. Maybe one Grand Prix, because of a little altitude race.
That's it.
Other than that, I would stay with Carl Lewis.
Living with Carl Lewis?
I don't know if he lives with Carl Lewis, but
But how does it work? I'm asking because there's how do for a South African to be in America, is it that easy? Is it I want to stay?
Majwan Gagne is not professionally signed at the moment.
Mhm.
He's in the collegiate circuit. All right, so he's graduating he's not allowed to have a professional contract.
Mhm.
I bet you there's people knocking at his door. Olympic silver medalist.
Yeah, of course.
2 Olympics he's made the semi-finals. He's a well-rounded athlete he's got a degree to his name. He's very well media trained. He's stepping into the international circuit where, what I said earlier, he can decide what his season looks like. He's going to start competing on the Diamond League races. He's going to have a lot of one-off races because in the collegiate circuit, you still got to heat some finals.
Yeah.
You still got to heat some finals, multiple races on one day. And then he's got to do the 200 and then the 4x1 every single time, every single weekend. That's all. And then there's the indoor circuit. So now he's going to be able to control his body a little bit differently and start choosing. And I believe he's going to mature into a whole different athlete where the consistency is going to lie when he tweaks himself to run quick, tweaks himself to run quick.
And he's young, man.
But I think that's going to hinder the availability for him to across 3 different disciplines in the next Olympics. He's going to start focusing. One of those, the 100 or 200 is going to bite a lot harder for Sean, and he's going to have to decide, or probably will decide, okay, now I'm going for the 200. I'm not going to include the 100. That I would understand if I want to do the 4x1. He's got a 4x1 medal now, so I believe he would want to back that up at the next Olympics, but he's got to decide where his strength lies.
I think he'll do them all. I mean,
Do you
1,
think so?
2.
Maybe.
He's a good 2 runner.
I feel like he's a very good 200 meter
Yeah,
runner.
absolutely.
I think a better 200 runner than he is over the 100.
Yeah, but if you look at all of them, even Noah's a better 2. But it just converts into your 100, and why not?
Yeah, the events are close enough.
Yeah. All right. So
Benji,
solid one. Benji.
the last one on
My
the list.
goodness, man.
Benji Richardson was phenomenal.
Benji was phenomenal. If it wasn't for that 986 which he ran in Switzerland, man, he would have almost had a perfect, perfect championship. He ran solid in his heats, solid in his semi-final. I mean, just 9th, 3 split seconds away from making that final. I don't think there's nothing more he could have done.
It was 1 split.
Yeah.
It was 994.
I thought it was 2.
Okay, maybe 2, but it's not 3.
You ran what,
995.
995 and Lamont Jacobson?
994. That's how I have it. Might
Okay.
be 993. Don't Google it. Let's just keep it at
Let's
that.
keep it go. Or we keep it at that. That's fine. I'm just saying.
It was very close.
It was close. Okay, yes.
It was very close. It was actually being in the right or the wrong race.
Yeah.
Put him in a different race, he would have run quicker.
And if he hadn't picked up that injury in the 200, we would have had 4 guys with Olympic gold medals in the 4x1, I'm pretty sure.
Sheesh.
Yeah, that's how I feel as well. But
They
I'm
were
happy
so
with
close.
the silver.
No,
So
we'll take
and
that.
we've got something to work towards.
All right,
That's
gentlemen.
a silver lining.
Yeah.
Just about Benji, AK said something a while back to me that's very good. It doesn't matter if you run altitude or if you run at the coast. Your times will be quicker in altitude, but it proves to you that you got that leg speed
Yeah,
to run that. And then the hard work comes to wherever these international races are to turn on that leg speed. That's what you're working towards. Remember, AK runs a lot of altitude races here as well. In different various forms in various times of the years. But this
special.
Do not forget about him.
No, he's the next big thing. Especially, I mean, if you look at what he's done at World Juniors, 2 years in a row, getting those medals in the 100 and 200. He's shown. They've also got the junior world record. Don't forget about that in the 4x1. So that's why having him in the relay is so crucial. He's done it.
Yeah.
He's run the best time we've ever seen for junior level as well. So, yeah, Benji, solid 8.5.
He's only a bit younger than
To 9.
Letsile Tebogo, and I think he's right behind him. Like, I think the two of them maybe are going to be the two athletes to beat down the line.
Sheesh, that'll be special.
Yeah, they're even quick this year.
Yeah, very quick.
Let's
They're
hope.
only going to get
Let's hope
faster.
then. Let's hope. The way I see it, the next Olympics, if AK can, I believe he can, turn this around again, remain that quick, 34, we can have 3 people in the final.
3 Africans, yeah.
3 South Africans.
You reckon? Possible.
I do.
Yeah, it's possible.
I really do.
We had 4 Africans in the 200
And then
meter.
don't throw
African
Sinisipho
sprinting
Dambile
is
away
going
either.
places, eh? Who's that?
Dambile.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
Dambile
forget
is
about
still
him.
around.
Don't forget
It's a
about
Pity he didn't
Nkuwana.
get
Don't
to run it.
forget
this
about
Olympics.
Walaza. Look at that. Dambile, Walaza, Nkuwana, Richardson, Masungani, Akane.
Youngsters, man. So, yeah, that's encouraging indeed. All right, gentlemen,
Danko.
shall we call it a night, an evening? Is it a danko?
Yeah, and we'll be back when the season opens.
Oh, yes. So,
Maybe
ladies,
look at a little bit of cross-country podcast. What do you think, Wes?
Maybe.
That'll be fun.
See what's happening. Yeah. It's got the Nationals coming up.
Yeah. Nationals, we
When
can...
is that? Next month?
no, it's next month already.
September.
Yeah.
Early September. Gee, Wes, that is next month.
Mm.
From the one thing to the other.
Oh,
Yeah.
If you remember how exciting the cross country was last year, I think we'll see
I
some.
think we'll do this podcast there.
Yeah, that
Wherever
sounds
they're
good.
at the Vol.
That sounds good.
Yeah. We'll switch that on there. We can have a lot of fun. Maybe invite some of the athletes the night ahead of time.
Yeah. That sounds like a plan.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was the Olympics wrap up, and man, we had a good time watching those Olympics. Parting words, Erwin Schmidt.
Adios, amigos.
Danko.
The Olympic team gets back tomorrow. I don't know if people are aware of this. I don't think everybody gets back on the same flight.
Ike is in Italy.
Yeah, some of them aren't. But I think some of the relay runners and Tatiana Smith will be back at
Sheesh. Are we
8:30 tomorrow morning if you want to get to the airport and greet
Thames,
our...
You
Olympic
can go. We
medalists.
got teams meeting tomorrow. No, I'm waiting for AK.
That'll be a big one.
I'm reserving my right for that one.
Okay.
All right, thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a good one. Episode number 15. Like we said, we'll continue to bring this conversation. Thanks for watching. Take care. Good night. Danko. God bless.
Adios.